A lot of you out there are wondering, okay, Ace Monroe saying, okay, you are the most famous person alive. What type of car do you drive? What's your address? How much money you make? You know, who you dating? Who you seeing? Uh, what you do with your life? Okay, understand that my life is completely different than everybody else's life. My life is not normal. My life is not like the president's life. My life is not like the king's life. My life is not like, you know, most of y'all out there. Okay, I'm the most famous person alive. Okay. If y'all want to know what type of car I drive, I'm telling you right now, it's not listed. Okay, so stop looking for my car. Okay, it's not listed. You're not gonna find my car. Okay, a lot of you are investigating me everywhere, trying to understand who am I, right? Okay, for example, I'm trying to figure out what type of car I drive. I'm trying to tell you, the car that I drive, it's not listed. You won't find my car listed anywhere. Okay, to be the most famous person alive is not like being a normal person and living a normal life and having a normal situation. Okay, the car that I drive is not listed. Okay, it's not even from this timeline. It's not even really from this reality. Like I could be pulling up in my car, and a lot of you wouldn't see it. Okay, have you people heard of a transdimensional vehicle? No, you haven't. Okay, what if I tell you I have a transdimensional car? Okay, a lot of you don't know what that is. Never heard of that. What if I tell you I have an interdimensional car? Okay, now let me give you an example. Okay, and I don't want to mention no names, but I'm going to do it because this person is no longer in the United States anyway. Now I am in the United States and I am in California. Dianna, Argon. Okay, we had somewhat of a situation. We were involved. Okay, it wasn't anything other than business, anything other than entertainment. But I picked her up in my car, and she was trying to understand, how did you pick me up in your car? How did you drive me? Because she was saying that her experience wasn't really real. Okay, and she was saying that she was trying to understand, how did I pick her up in my car and how did I do this? You people don't understand that, like I said, when you go and get a car, you have to register your identification, even your vehicle, at a DMV. Okay, they don't think of humans as being humans. Okay, they think of you as being aliens or non-residential aliens or whatever. Bottom line is, they think of you to be a motor vehicle. That's why you go to the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, to get your identification, to get your driver's license or whatever, right? Okay, so understand, the government or whatever, the nation or whatever, nations around the world, they see you as a motor vehicle. So understand, a lot of y'all won't understand the type of car that I'm in because you are a motor vehicle, and the car that I'm in is more of a high maintenance, out of touch with what a motor vehicle can understand. You understand where I'm going? Okay. But anyway, I picked her up. I took her out. I told her basically what we're going to do. We're going to rob a bank. I said, we're going to rob a bank. And she was like, look, she was uncomfortable. She was like, you want to rob banks? You want me to help you rob banks? I don't understand why you want to rob banks. I said, well, Argon, listen to me. We're going to drive up and we're going to walk in and we're going to rob these people. And she's like, all right. And she was just acting with me. She was just role playing with me. And she was just down to do whatever. I was famous and she's well known, and she's famous, she's a star, and she wanted to do what I call theater entertainment with me. Now understand that I am on the dollar system, especially on the France dollar system, and we did do a bank robbery in France. So understand that the reason we did that is because I'm on the dollar system. I'm on the $100 France bill, okay, and they won't give me my money. So I'm like, look, we have to rob these people. We have to rob them because they robbing us. It's our money. They can't do this, right? So anyway, when you buy a car is status, okay? Like for example, my car is status. My car is not from this timeline. My car is not necessarily from this reality. Okay, I'm somewhat of a Batman situation. I'm the most famous person alive. Okay, my car could pull up, invisibly dematerialize right in front of you. Okay, and you would know that it's there. Okay, now understand that a lot of you people think that you're really in a car. Okay, that you're really there. But understand, in the future, cars are automated. They're automated response. They're automated vehicles. They're autopilots. Okay, you don't drive these cars. And that's why I'm not big on cars and I don't really care for my car. Okay, because it's automated. It's autopilot. Okay, I don't really care to get in a car that drives itself. Okay? And a lot of you don't. However, if you're the most famous person alive, it's the type of vehicle that they want you in. They don't want you driving unless the vehicle's an autopilot. You understand where I'm going? Okay, so understand that if I were to pick somebody up or whatever, they wouldn't understand what exactly is going on. Okay? But I need to let a lot of you know, when you buy a car, you become identified with that car. That car, like I said, is status. That car, your name goes into the manufacturer facility. Your name, your address, your identification. Okay? And those facilities, if they make artificial robots, artificial machines, if they're well into the future, if they're some of these manufacturing facilities, if they're working in space or whatever, okay, your name goes in a database and gets sprung out all over the place. Okay, so you got to be careful of the type of car you buy, okay, because a machine, a robot, an artificial intelligence could get your address to your house and all this stuff and could literally show up to your doorstep. And a lot of times this does happen. It's happened to me. Okay. When I buy vehicles, it doesn't take too long before a robot shows up. And it's like, okay, you bought a Lamborghini. Okay. Lamborghini has a mind of its own. A Lamborghini is, these are some of the most expensive cars. It comes with a robot. It comes with transformation. It comes with, how should I put it? Keys to, doors that most people can't open. Right? So, a lot of people don't understand. Okay? They get a vehicle, they can't afford it. So even something like a BMW, they can't afford the maintenance. They can't afford the payments. Okay, that's why when you buy a supercar or a high maintenance vehicle, you rent, you lease. You don't just pay it off. Now me, I generally just pay it off because I want to be done. That's just me. I don't even want to pay extra insurance or nothing. That's paid off right there. Give them cash. And I go about my business. So what I'm basically trying to say is these type of cars, you don't see a lot of people in society with these type of cars. Okay, and there's a lot of reasons why you don't. And I won't even get into it. But the bottom line is, these cars become a part of you, okay? Because you are a motor vehicle, okay? They become a part of you. That's why they go on your identification or they go on your driver's license, okay? You become one with that car. And you are one with the car. I mean, let's face it. You get up, you go to work, whatever, it's with you. Okay, same as your house. You go home to your house or whatever, it's with you. You're one with it. Okay, so understand, when you get a car, you got to make sure you get the right car that goes with you. It's like putting on a suit. You got to make sure you get the right suit. But understand, for example, the car that I have, I didn't even know what I was doing. Okay? I'll tell you what it was. My car came to me, and it basically had a computer, and it was talking to me. Okay? Now, I want to tell you more. I want to tell you what a lot of these people are telling you. You know, like, do you know in the future cars can fly? Okay, so a lot of people saw a UFO or a shiny light in the sky or whatever. They assumed this was a spacecraft, this is a UFO, this is an alien from another world. I'm like, no, that's my car. Okay, I'm pulling up. Okay, I'm the most famous person alive. Everybody relax. You know what I mean? So my life is difficult in society, around people, and I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be in society because they ain't going to understand somebody like me. They ain't going to be able to, you know, I mean, let's face it, we ain't going to have much of a conversation or anything. Okay? They ain't going to be able to understand what I'm talking about. No one is. Okay? But just know that I do have a car. I do have a house. Okay? Like I told the media, they tried to say that I was homeless or something like that. I said, no. I tried to explain to them. I'm in a theater wide to the whole universe. Okay? I'm the most famous person alive. Okay? I'm not homeless. I'm not a bum. I got money. Okay? People won't give me my money. People are constantly robbing me. As most of y'all know, I created the telephone, the universal phone, the cell phones before Alexander Bell. They traveled back in time or whatever and robbed me, as most people are just living their lives, crowding around me, you know, studying me or my mind or whatever, my work or whatever, and trying to rob me. You know, and you would expect that. If you're the most famous person alive, people are just out to do you wrong, you know. But I'm being protected. You know, I'm protected by the Federal Reserve. I'm protected by the government. Okay. I'm protected by the whole entire universe. You know. But what a lot of you don't understand, what a lot of you don't realize, okay, the FBI understands that there are alternative dimensions, alternative realities. Now, those alternative dimensions, alternative realities are only for special types of people, such as myself, the most famous person alive or whatever. Okay? Now, the future is going to scare you. It's not what you've been told. There are transdimensional cities. I am involved in a transdimensional city situation that's very high end. Okay? I am involved with the future. I am the world's greatest inventor. I am involved with the future. A lot of you are following me everywhere and tagging on me everywhere because you realize that I am the future. Okay? And a lot of you are holding me everywhere because you realize I am the future. Okay? Now everybody can be the future. Now if you're the world's greatest inventor, if you're the most famous person alive, okay, how long could your future live? Well, you could be living from here to 500 plus years. Like a lot of you know that I'm the black son of the Kaaba. I'm a historical artifact. Well, how long has that been on? Do you understand? So people are tagging on me because they know I'm the future. They want to go into the future. They want to know what the future is. Okay? They want to, how should I say? They want to live forever. Okay? That's all that is, man. They want to live forever. They want to, like if you're the world's greatest inventor, if you're Albert Einstein or somebody, okay, they're like, oh, well, I'm going to follow him. I'm going to tag on him. I'm going to try to see if I can be known forever or something. Okay? So understand, don't listen to the media. Don't listen to the state. Don't listen to the government. Okay, I'm not the government. I'm not the state. I'm all over the world. I'm all over the universe. I'm universal. I'm multiversal. Don't listen to any of these people. Okay, I'm not even in this dimension, and you know that, right? You know that. The most famous person alive is not in this dimension, bruh. Okay, and I've already presented the situation to the state and all these other people. Okay? So understand, when you see me in this dimension, when you see me around these everyday people, just know that my situation is not like theirs. Okay? I'm not normal. Okay? And I choose not to have people around me or even with me because my situation is not normal. Okay? For example, what you saw over San Fran. Okay? A lot of you say, well, that's a mech, high end. It's bigger than San Francisco. Okay? I can't even tell people what that is right now. Okay? Because I don't want them to think less of themselves or whatever, but I'll just go with what they're saying. Okay? Let's say it's a red mech. It's taller than San Fran. Okay? So understand where I'm coming from. Okay, these people are a tiny situation to the most famous person alive, the world's greatest inventor. And they are. Okay? Now, they don't think of themselves like that, and it's not good to think like that, but it is what it is. Anyhow, like I said, when you buy a car, it's like putting on a suit. It's like buying a robot. Okay? It's like buying a guardian angel. It's like buying a spaceship. It's like buying an artificial intelligence, with a computer or something that can talk to you and speak to you. Okay, so there's a lot more to it, okay, than just driving and price tag and looks or whatever. You get a red car. Okay, your insurance gonna skyrocket. The police gonna pull you over everywhere. But to the punk police, you won't be able to write me tickets. So stop going into my database or wherever and saying, look, I already see your tickets in the future or whatever, and I'm writing them or whatever, but I don't see your vehicle. Okay, you're not gonna find my stuff, punk police. Okay, you're not gonna find my stuff. You're not gonna own me. Okay, I'm taken care of. Okay, you can say I'm taken care of by a king, a queen, a majesty, or whatever. I'm taken care of. I don't need the punk police. I'm the most famous person alive. Okay. Now, I'm going to give a lot of you out there some information, and I know y'all know that what I'm saying is legit. In regards to the Batman. Now, the Batman is real. The Joker is real. That stuff is real. And Gotham is one of the wealthiest cities in the world. But a lot of you don't understand. Okay? If you watch Batman, if you watch his movies or whatever, understand that he's rich. He knows his history. Okay? He knows just about everything. He has books on everything. Okay? He's the world's greatest detective. So understand, if you're looking for Batman, if you're looking for Gotham, all I can say is look harder.